Welcome to Project Headquarters. Today we're going to try to get some heat in the shop. Stick around. All right, got a new project today. We've been working out here and it's been cold. It's been in the single digits now for going on 3 weeks. Earlier, Cole and I put some insulation up here in the eaves of the shop because we were getting snow in here. We're still getting some snow around the doors. I'm going to explain what we're going to do to tackle that. But right now, we got to get heat in here. I think right now it's roughly about 10 degrees. It is cold. So anyway, we've been heating with this little thing, and my thoughts were with this, if I could get this building up to temperature, then this one here would maintain it while we did videos, and we didn't have to listen to this, which is an 80,000 BTU forced air heater. Now this thing used to work really good. We bought this a few years ago when we were in the old garage, and lately it just hasn't been putting the heat out. The end cap would barely glow red, and it just wasn't putting the heat out. 80,000 BTU should heat this building, at least get it up to a comfortable temperature, and it's not. So did some research, and I found out that you're supposed to maintain these, which I haven't. We just plug it in and we use it. So we're going to tear it apart, clean it all, do a little bit of maintenance on it, and see if we can get this thing working better. All right, what we're working with today is a Mr. Heater Industrial 80,000 BTU forced air heater. Now this one runs on kerosene and diesel. We've been running diesel in this pretty much the whole time. So you do get a little bit of odor with it, but it's not too awful bad. But like I said, I know nothing about these. I've never tore them apart, and watched a few videos, and there's some filters in there you need to look at. There are some adjustments, some airflow or air pressure readings. So you need a low pressure air gauge for that. So we're going to tear into this. We're going to clean it up. We're going to do some adjustments and see if we can get this thing to heat this place a little bit better. First thing we're going to do is we're going to wipe this thing down and get it somewhat cleaned up. Got two things here. Got some foaming degreaser and I got some brake clean. I'm going to use the degreaser first to see how this works. I'm just going to spray it. Now, like I said, this has been in the old shop. We've used this for what, 3 race cars? We've used it for 3 or 4 years, and we haven't done anything but plug it in, put fuel in it. It heated the old garage very warm to the point where we had to shut it off. We bring it out here. The end barely glows. So I think with some good maintenance and turn some air pressures and get those adjusted right, I think this is going to heat this shop a little bit. Once we get the shop heated, we can start doing some projects in here. Like I said, we've been bombarded by Arctic cold for the last month, it seems. I don't remember it being this cold, this snowy for this long in a long time. I was a little kid last time I remember this much snow. So let's get this thing cleaned up. We're going to tear it apart. And like I said, I've never done this, so we're going to learn together. Let's get this thing cleaned up. That worked well. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would actually flow out, but guess not. We got a lot of overspray on this. We painted a lot of things with this heat in the shop in the old garage. We were building race cars, painting parts, and we needed it to be warm so we could do that.
You're gonna have to use brake clean.
Yeah, it's looking like that. Probably should have taken better care of this. Like I said, we were running diesel in it because, well, it's cheaper than kerosene. So we were running diesel in it. We've had no problems with it. You get a little bit of odor, you get a little bit of smoke when it shuts down. But other than that, it's been a good heater. That stuff's freezing. Is yours freezing?
The greaser?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's frozen.
it's froze. All right, we'll clean this later once we get some heat in here. We can't even clean it. That's just turned into ice. So we'll get it tore apart. Let's see what we got to work with here. Now, the research that I did is that all this is clamshell together. You have a combustion chamber here. You have an air pump and your fan back here. You have a nozzle up here which sprays the diesel or kerosene in and ignites. Some of these older models have a spark plug in them. This here, I'm sure, has electric igniter because I can hear it clicking when we turn it on. We're going to check all that. We're going to clean all that and just make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to be working. 6 bolts will hold this in, hold this top part on, and it should lift up. We have access to everything.
Take that off too.
I don't think. Actually, we should not have to take that off. That should stay there. All right, a lot of times these are all one piece. This happens to be a 2-piece, which I did not know that till just now. So we're just going to take this top part off. Here's your air pump, the fan I was telling you about. You have an electric eye, which if it sees flame in there, it'll run the system. If it doesn't see flame, it'll shut it off. Get you in here and we'll take a look at it. Back in here is your nozzle, which sprays the fuel. This here would be your igniter, and down here is the electric eye. Now, you got to keep these clean from the videos that I saw. If they're not clean, they'll turn on and then they'll shut off. We don't have that issue, but we're still going to clean this one. The issue that we have is it's just not blowing any heat. Back here, you have a filter. I did not know this. And we have been running this filter since the day we bought it. And yeah, it's pretty chewy. Right here, you have an air pressure adjustment screw, and you also have a port for your gauge. Now you put the gauge in, fire it up. This will tell you how much pressure that the pump's putting out. You adjust that by the screw. Now, from what I can gather from the information on the internet, a lot of these machines have it written right on the side. This one didn't seem to have it. I can't find it anywhere. Looked it up online, and it's supposed to be right around 4.5 pounds of pressure. So we're going to make sure that that's right. And yeah, we'll go from there. Now, last week, we were getting very little heat out of this. And we watched a couple of videos, and we watched where you could pump this up, get some more airflow through it. This is how you adjust it. This here is just a port for your, we turned this up last week. We were able to get this to glow red and put some heat out, and it was working much better. But I have no idea where the pressure set at, and I wanted to maintain it and take a look at it. If we have to, we'll go a little bit higher. But if we can set it back to where it's supposed to be and get this thing working good again, that's what we're going to do. So let's get this stuff cleaned up.
I think that's better content.
All right, like I said, this filter, I'm going to go and wash this with some soap and water and see if we can get this cleaned out a little bit. If not, I'm sure I can find a replacement online. If not, it's just a foam. I'm sure if you went out to one of your local Lowe's or Home Depots, buy a lawnmower and then cut it out to shape and stuff it in there, it'll be fine. So anyway, inside of here is an air pump. And this is the shaft's up here and it's offset. And then there's a wheel in here. And then there's some blades in there. The blades fall down as the wheel turns. That's what makes your air pressure. So I need to tear this apart, make sure everything's moving freely and clean it up. Now, the videos that I watch and what people say is if that gets gummed up, those blades won't fall down. And if they don't fall down, it's not putting any air out, which I suspect may be the problem, because once we turned the air mixture up, we started getting heat. So I want to check those. And as dirty as all this is in here, I'm going to guess that's probably pretty dirty too.
Looks weird. Longer.
Now, I don't think I have a problem. Now, they say a lot of times too that these nozzles will get clogged up. I don't think it's a fuel problem. I think it's more of an air problem, but we'll check it here. I'm getting flame. I'm getting heat. It's just not a lot of pressure, the forced air blowing through here. So I'm thinking that's what a lot of the issue is. Is there another one? How does that come off? Oh, I remember now. There's a quart gasket in here. And you want not to break that or rip that. There we go. And there's another filter right there. And it's a little dirty as well. These filters I did see online. You can buy these and replace them. So that could be what a lot of our issue is. Now, to access the pump, there's 6 screws, and then this comes off. I forget one. Yeah, I sure did. That would help. All right. Now, if you get back here and look, that should come out of that hose, which that needs to be a little bit. Oh, that's dry rotted and cracked. I wonder if we can cut that and make that still work. But all the gunk on there, this needs to be cleaned because that's restricted that pump. Now, if you look here, if you see that center shaft I was talking about, it's not centered. It's up a little bit. And as this thing turns, these little blades right here drop. And that's what creates your air pressure. So we turn this and they all drop. It should be working fine. This works on gravity, so they have to be clean. Now those seem to be working just fine. So we're going to clean this and we're going to put that back together. I'm not going to monkey with that. I may clean it up just a little bit, but that's a good thing.
Shut it off. 61%. All right.
We're throwing this thing back together. We tore this apart, made sure everything's working freely like I showed you. Took some brake clean. We cleaned that surface up. There was a lot of black soot type stuff in there, probably from the diesel fuel. Like I said, we've always run the diesel. You can run kerosene in these too, which I think burns a little bit cleaner. It's just we don't have access. It's hard for us to get kerosene. We don't have anybody that deals with it anymore. I got some for that in a couple towns over, but it's real expensive. Or diesel fuel still price of diesel fuel. So that's what we've been running in this. And it works good. Like I said, it leaves a little bit, it makes this machine dirty, but we haven't had any issues with it. And when this thing's working properly, we've had to shut this off because we actually got hot in that old garage. So there's a lot more area here, but it still should be heating it better than what it is. All the airlines, we do have some dry rot here, which these airlines probably need replaced. I don't have any line here. I can get that probably Monday. But the next time we tear this apart and clean it, this line here is starting to get a little crack, and the line's extremely hard. But we're going to put it back together and hope it works. Made a filter. What we did was Cole has foam mud plugs that go in the wheels of his race car. He had an old one that was all tore up. So he put it on there, traced it out, cut it out, and this should work for a filter. So at least this one's clean. This filter here, I kind of wiped out, blew out a little bit. You can replace this whole unit. I did not order that. I will order one next time we tear this apart, because at the end of this winter, we're going to tear this thing apart and get this thing ready for next winter if this is how we're going to heat. I don't know how we're going to heat this shop. As of right now, this is what we're using. I would like to actually get something mounted up like a Resner. I do have natural gas out here. I just don't have it run to the building. So that may be coming. So that may be a future video. But we're going to finish putting this back together. We're going to test fire it. We're going to check the pressures, and we're going to see how this thing works, if it's working any better. That's that. We're going to stick this filter back in, this new filter that Cole created. We're going to stick this in here. And that seems to fit fairly well, actually. Really good. So that's done. Now, okay, bottom one's your plug, top one's your adjustment. This is just a cap. If you look at here, there's a spring and a BB in there, and then there's a hole right here. That's where the air intake comes in, or that's part of the adjustment. This here is just a plastic cap that covers that port. Okay, we're going to put the cover back on this, and this gauge that goes into that port that I was showing you. Now, there's plenty of clearance here. The problem is that I don't know if we're going to have enough clearance to put fuel in this if I leave this in here all the time. So we're going to screw it in.
Cross-threaded.
It is cross-threaded. What's the deal here? But we're going to see if this works. All right. Throw some screws in this, and then we are going to put it down on the floor and see what happens. All right, got it all back together, got it plugged in. We're going to fire it. Let me see that screwdriver. Let's see where the air pressure is on it, and we'll try to tweak it accordingly. All right, that's way too high. There's like 9 or 10. Do you want to get down there and do it? I'm going to fire it back up, and I'll let you see the gauge, but it went right up to 9 or 10, and I know that's too high. So we'll try to get it back down to about 4. Is it going down? Okay, it's glowing red, but that's about where it was before,
That's where the recommended pressure sits.
at 4.5.
4.2. That's right about where it is.
Why don't you put it up to 6, and we'll see how much heat we get out of it. That's better. I don't know. We're going to let it run in here for a little bit. We'll go over the thermometer and see what it is, and we'll see if it goes up at all. The glow is definitely glowing better than what it did. I don't know, it's about 11 or 14 probably. We're gonna let it go a couple minutes and we'll see where it ends up. All right. It's been about 20 minutes or so. Let me see if I can get this to where you can see it. We're about 28, 29, almost 30 degrees in here. So it is a lot better than what it was. It's heating it up. This just sucks because it's been cold for a long time. It normally isn't this cold here where we live. It's just been crazy cold with the wind chills with 15 below. And it's just been to the point where we can't do anything out here. And it's kind of frustrating because we want to be out here. So we're going to close that out tonight. I'm going to shut this off so it doesn't make so much noise. That's the one thing I hate about this, using this to heat this place because of the noise. I want something a little bit quieter. So if anybody has any suggestions, put them down in the comments below. I don't know how I'm going to heat this. Like I said, I'm thinking about probably like a Resner or electric heater, but again, I got to watch gas bills and electric bills, and everybody's on a budget just like us. But yeah, this is what we're using for heat right now. So we're going to close it out tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, I'm sorry for the delay in videos. It's been pretty cold, but we're going to get going here. Cole's been working pretty steady on his race car when the weather allows. And I got square body parts, and we did some shop improvements. If you look at the web page or our Facebook page, you'll see that. We're working on it. Until next time, make it happen.